watched Blue's Clues when I was a kid. Have my own thinking chair now. Know Your Moves is back, and I'm very excited to be doing it again, but obviously it kind of came out of left field, so I kind of wanted to do an update, and also just like touch base with like the channel in general as to what you guys can expect from videos on the channel and me and what I'm doing with my life, because it's just been a bit. So handy dandy notes app, here we come. So why now do I want to bring Know Your Moves back? In short, I wanted to return to something consistent and something I knew how to do and something I was good at, because I've talked about it on that stream that one time on Twitter, and even to my patrons I went in more detail, but I've just been like struggling to come up with ideas as well as feel motivation towards YouTube in general. So I've sort of changed my perspective of YouTube and how I'm making content for it. And when I accumulated all of my goals together, I'm like, this sort of makes the most sense. It's a series that I didn't enjoy doing it for a little, but the reason I didn't enjoy doing it wasn't because of the series itself. It was more so just the creative box it put me in. But I'm realizing now that that was sort of just not something that needed to exist. As evident with the Mario Know Your Moves, I kind of took that in a different direction, and it's sort of more than just, hey, here are the move origins. It's like more of a character legacy video on how these characters came to be with Smash as a framing point. And I had a lot of fun making the Mario Know Your Moves, so that's sort of what you can come to expect from this series. But as a whole, I didn't want to do it in the past because there were games that I didn't want to play, right? There were like, Final Fantasy, Xenoblade, a lot of the fighting games, they were more so, I was more dreading to talk about them. And I didn't feel like that was great. But now I'm actually pretty excited to touch a lot of those series. Something I've been doing in my own free time is actually collecting games. And I'm almost done too. Like, I've pretty much played all these games. The Metroid, I have Super Metroid over there in Fusion, which is the one I'm almost done with right now. I wanted to play Metroid because Dread's coming out, so I've played all the official Metroid games, and I'll probably touch Prime. But it's not like Samus has any references in her moveset anyways. But basically, that's what I've been doing with myself. I've done that with other stuff, and I've been collecting a lot of the games. Don't know if I can do that for Rondo of Blood and King of Fighters, but the goal is to play a lot of those official first games for a lot of these characters in Smash. And that was something I was doing before I was going to do Know Your Moves. I just think it's a cool, it's very cool to see where these characters came from, and I just sort of want to have that in my collection. So, I'm like, now that's sort of what I'm going to do. A lot of the characters I'm choosing to do next are games that I want to play. And maybe like Pokemon I'm not super excited to play, but the truth of the matter is you don't need to play through the Pokemon games to really see where their move origins are from. It's actually more fun to look at it from how did they come up with this? Because a lot of the Smash characters are based off of, Greninja wasn't even Greninja. They just here's the concept, make a character out of it, and then Sakurai and the Smash team, they designed a very cool ninja-based frog Pokemon. That's what was fun about Know Your Moves, was taking characters and using that as a gateway to just see so much more design reference in history, because that is what's the coolest thing to design for me. So yeah, that's why it's back. That was sort of long-winded, said I'd keep it short. Ultimately, I don't really... And I like just being honest, the channel has been struggling, but that's for a factor of reasons. It's not just, I don't think my content's horrible or anything. I just think I've been doing a lot of stuff all over the place, right? And that just makes sense. No one's going to tune in for a Full Metal Alchemist, then a Mario video. It just doesn't make sense. I just think that, yeah, of course, it kind of would not help a channel grow, and that's why it's sort of stagnated. But I wanted to try it. I don't really regret trying this stuff, because I knew I had to. So Know Your Moves is going to be the series that I sort of dedicate more of my time to. I don't want to make a whole thing here, but Patreon is probably going to start reflecting that. And when that is fully updated, because I want to change some rewards and change how it's laid out, I'm going to update and then let you know. So it makes more sense. There's more behind the scenes stuff. And as a whole, Know Your Moves is sort of going to be sort of what I base the channel around. It's going to be more of a channel focused on game design again. And so that leaves the question, what about Magnum Opus and other videos? So other videos, there's just other random stuff I want to do in the vein that I've used to do in the past. My channel has always been Know Your Moves and then a little stuff on the side. And the stuff on the side, I at least know what you guys kind of would like and stuff I'm interested in. So one of them, and everyone's probably going to do this, but you know, whatever. When the Smash characters are all finally announced, I want to do a whole retrospective on all the newcomers. Because that's like, what, except for Melee, that's something that I'm like very a part of and I've seen through the years for like 10 plus years. And it's just, I'm really excited to do that. And they only really started announcing newcomers in Brawl. Like, you're going to count like the Space World or E3 with Melee. Like, they just did a character reel and a lot of those characters were still surprises unreleased. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. I feel like it could be a fun thing to tackle, and those types of videos are really easy to edit. So that's probably going to come out whenever that character comes out, because I want to start it. So the last thing I have to do for that video is the character. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Stuff like that is probably going to be alongside Know Your Moves. I didn't mention it, sorry, that Duke is going to be helping. I did the Mario one on my own just to see how I wanted to make it feel. That video went through a lot of revisions because a lot of it was me kind of dipping my toes back in. For example, I modded... Sorry, Nintendo. I modded my Switch. Sorry, Sakurai. I wanted to see your game in its best glory, so I did the camera hack, and I did the stage hack, and I got rid of the UI because I'm a video creator. I need it to look good, and I'm not going to spend time finding the right stage with the background. You know how we did it? We had to go to Pac-Land on the Omega version, just so you could stand between those. They have like grass in the background, and what we had to do was make the character stand within a little frame of that background. And if they were green, you had to go to the duck hunt on the battlefield to make them stand on the top platform. It was resourceful to say the least, but now that's a thing of the past, and I can actually just go to training mode and do it. Like, I didn't have to record the footage, because you have to, what I had to do was make a replay and then take that replay. It was just so hard. It was not fun to do. But now it's much easier. I do have to do replays if I want to mess with the universal camera, but at least that looks good. If you saw that Olimar Sephiroth thing, or sorry, Alf, that was what I'm probably going to spend time doing. And there's some moves that I wanted to show up close, like I want to get right up in Mario's face. So that's sort of... Know Your Moves is a lot easier to make now. I can literally just turn my Switch on and it's in sleep mode and go right into the training mode, record it, and it takes like 5 minutes if I wanted to, if I missed something. So yeah, it's a lot different. I changed how I produce this, and I also just wanted to make it a little bit more personal, as you notice with the Mario Know Your Moves, because it was a lot less of section. It was more like I'm jumping between stuff. Another factor that changed with this is a little less editing, because you may notice there's not branding. I just put the footage, and I think it looks better. What I'm going for with this is simplicity, and that's sort of universal to the channel. Just keeping it simple, knowing what we're coming for here. I do the fun edits when I want to, but if I'm just trying to showcase the moves alongside the character, I'm just going to keep it there, and I'm not going to edit like a lot, just because I feel like most people... I feel like the editing is more for the creator, because a lot of people, and I mean this in the nicest way, don't really like watch the videos. I mean, that's not even mean. It's just like, you know, I even do it. You put on a video in the background while you're doing something else, right? And I don't know if you do I don't know if everyone does that, so I don't want to generalize that, but it's true that viewer retention isn't like crazy. So, and even with longer videos, like when you have a lot of like flashy video effects, you kind of have to balance it out. So there's a long way of saying that I'm going to reduce the editing. I'm getting editing help from Duke. So these should come out a little bit more frequently, and also give me time to do the stuff on the side. I kind of left Magnum Opus to the end, sorry. That's not stopping, but it's probably going to be just less frequent, and I'm going to like make it so they're long video essays. For example, I do want to do a couple on games. Those are probably what I'm going to just shift it towards. Like, I just don't see... You know, maybe I will do it on anime and other stuff. But for now, the next ones I want to do are like 3 games. And they'd be long video essays on the design of those games. So, I want to do my research proper. I want to make sure they're done right, because I don't want to do them again or anything. I just kind of want to conclusively talk about these games. But they're going to take a while. So... no rush, because the series is more for my own interest. And frankly, I think that's for the best for those to be sprinkled. Yeah, let me check this again. I've been rambling. So, I did say that a lot of this is based off of my own personal goals. I think that's a good way to do things just in general. Sort of like, find what you want to do, and then make choices based around that. once you have sort of a goal in mind, then everything else sort of falls into place. And that's why these choices were made. Ultimately, I decided this because it was the most prudent for my choices. And that was that I've sort of just taken my interests more seriously. And I've started pursuing game development, like as an actual thing I'm spending my time on. I've taken some courses and I've spent the last year or so doing coding every day. And that's not to promise anything either. That's sort of why I kind of like keeping it to myself, because I don't want anyone to like expect a game all of a sudden. RelaxAlax Serious Simulator has been delayed to 2022, by the way. I'm sorry. That's what I've been spending more of my time on. And I mean, you've seen it as well. I've been taking a lot more steps to like push music further. I've been putting that in my videos as well, my art. I've just been taking the time to learn, and using them in videos is a great way for me to actually take the time to experiment and use it in something that I'm actually working towards. But I also have just, like 90% of the stuff I've been working on has not been put on the channel at all. Except soon, because one of the things I've been working on for the past 6 months to a year, it's been something I've been doing a little bit of every day. And I'm excited to share it because it's been a long time coming, but it's also not like this huge project or anything. It's just like, it's a small, very modest project that I wanted to do, and it's been done in the way that I want to do it. I haven't been rushing it, and that feels really good. And it'll be out when it's out. Probably soon, but I've been saying soon for the last month, so whenever it's out, it'll be out. But I realize that posting this sort of artistic stuff is not the best on this channel, because my channel's sort of just not the videos that go there. So I'm going to post some of it to the main channel, but it's going to link to a separate channel where I'm going to then post my artistic stuff. And it's going to be a new channel, because I was like, should I just post this to the other side channel? But that side channel is a mess, which is a whole other topic. Holy crap. So to conclude, to wrap everything up, yeah, I do way too much for my own good. And it's like that meme with I want to be mysterious, but I'm annoying as fuck. I've been doing YouTube since I was 19, and I'm 26 now. Lots in my life has changed. I've changed. And so doing Know Your Moves again is kind of funny, because it is very cozy, and it's like, wow, I'm returning to this thing that for those years, I kind of considered that I was like, I'm done. But I think that as I was growing and going through like just growth as a person, in retrospect, in hindsight, I probably just felt that Know Your Moves was boxing me in, both creatively, but as a person. Maybe I definitely was insecure. I'm like, is this all I'm going to be? Am I going to just be the guy that talks about Smash for the rest of his life? And that sort of just made me feel like, it like existential, like this was all I was going to offer, and I didn't like that. But the truth is, you don't have to be just one thing, and I had to learn that. Like, I'm not just this. Like, there's a lot to what I make and what I like, and that is just, it's just not going to fit on one YouTube channel, and that's okay. Like, it doesn't have to. And that's why I've been doing a lot more of my own projects on the side. I've been spending a lot of time outside of YouTube, and I'm actually doing like really well. And I'm minus a few things like in my personal life, like family, and obviously sort of a global pandemic. I try to look and be grateful for a lot, and I've been thankful for what I have. I'm thankful for this channel. I'm thankful for all of you, and I've been doing pretty good lately, just like working towards my goals and stuff that I care about, spending time with the people I care about, spending time on my health, and I'm doing okay. Just I don't talk about like myself a lot, but I'm doing okay now, and I think there you go. There's like other updates, but like I don't want to like overdo this. Like I said, I kind of just so much. It's like, holy shit, like I do too much, and it's just like, the main thing is Know Your Moves are back. Other videos are going to be here still. I know I just want to get that rooted, that Know Your Moves is something that I'm going to be spending time on again. And I just want to also say sorry. I sort of feel bad because I never wanted to like shit on people that enjoyed it. It was probably like I'm very self-aware. It was probably more that I was shitting on myself, like, because, you know, I cringe at old stuff I've made. It's hard looking at that person because I'm grown now, like I'm different. So looking at that person that made Know Your Moves in the past, I just don't even, things he thought, I'm like, I am the same person, but I've grown a lot, I've changed. So it's probably more so that where I'm like, oh, I'm cringing at my past self, and I don't like those videos because the past self is in them, so therefore I don't like the Know Your Move series. Would be some sort of psychological chain of thought that like happens in the unconscious. Playing too much Persona. But yeah, I'm sorry if like my dismissal of that series was ever like, I never meant to dismiss it. Like if you liked the series or you like Smash Bros, and I sort of feel bad for that. But a lot of the viewers on this channel, it's no surprise, like a lot of you have been longtime viewers, and the channel's not like growing like crazy or anything, but that's not a bad thing either. Like one of the things that are helpful for YouTubers are sponsors, and one of the biggest things that can help a YouTube channel is if they have a consistent viewer base and fans that return and watch. And that's honestly, through all the content I've made in the past year that have like, it was just like out of left field, a lot of you still watched it, and it's hard to quantify, but I'm just like always trying to be grateful for that, because you've given me an experience that I really can't trade, like, you know, so thanks. I trying to be as like honest here, like, and just thank you. Like, it's been a wild ride, and we're back to Know Your Moves, and it honestly is kind of just like, I think it's definitely a comfort thing. Like, you know how you'll watch or play the same games because it makes you like, just like, you're comfortable. For me, even when making this, it's just sort of having that sort of one thing that's in my life that is consistent, and it's just, I know it and I know what to expect when I'm making it. It honestly feels good. There's no surprises, or relatively, but yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing for the next little bit. I don't think it's going to change, to be honest. I know what I want to do. I know what I'm spending my time doing, and I know how I'm going to achieve that. And for the first time in a while, it sort of feels nice to have a plan like that and to know what's next. And I don't really feel like I'll fall into the same, like, oh, I don't want to just be the Know Your Moves guy, because I know I'm not. So, yeah, I think that's it, folks. I'm going to put up a poll for the next few episodes, or the next episode, next one of them, to choose a character. I think that's always been fun, so I'm going to put that up. Hasn't started yet, obviously, because we already know who's next. And that'll just give you a chance to decide the future of what comes next. I mean, both characters I want to do, so it doesn't really matter to me. So that's it from me. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for sitting through this update, and I'll have more for you in the coming weeks. So I'll see you on the flip side.